Hello, my wonderful people. The news you're about to listen to, or rather you're about to watch, is how Finland's bitter taste of the Judas Iscariot apple. A tale of betrayal and awakening. This message is being combined together by Mazi Obinna Victor Uzaganobi and also the founder of Pan-Africa, Mr. Mosianga, if I'm not mistaken on that name. What are we trying to explain here? You will see everything in details as we proceed. But before then, just help me like this message, share it, comment on it, and make sure you subscribe to this channel for more and more of this kind of videos coming your way. We are doing everything humanly possible to make sure that we get you an interesting news on daily basis. How do we pay us back? Is it by unsubscribing for our channel? Is it by watching finish without not liking or even share? Not even a comment? Then tell me, what are you bringing to the table? Because these people, the same people who will not do all this, are still the same people who will keep on bugging you with so many questions. Have you heard from Simon Ekpa? What is Ngozi Orebeze doing about the insecurity in the homeland? And like this, like that. My brother, this work is not left for me alone or for Ngozi Orebeze alone. You can as well do it. You can as well be giving us information on what you know or what you're about to know or what you want us to be doing. Stop playing a role of a housewife who always wants everything to be provided for her by her hardworking husband. The only thing I got from you people watching every of my news is bad mountain. This is lie. This is propaganda. This is this. And I have said it once, and I also repeat myself again. Please do that propaganda or the lies. I will support you in any way I can. I will subscribe to your channel, and I will make sure I keep sharing your video in all the whole platforms I belong. So before we proceed, I would like to pray for each and every one of us out there who genuinely follow this Biafran struggle. May this week be a week of blessing, a week you can always remember in good, not in bad. A week that will make you, or rather that will cause you to celebrate all the days of your life. My prayers to you is that this week, something tangible must surely happen to you. I believe it, and so shall it be. If you believe on this prayer, and also you agree on this servant of the Most High, please just type amen or Ise at the comment section. Oh yeah, time to reflect. Let us go straight to the reason why we are here. I, Okulora, is here to serve you. Don't forget, today is 19th day, if I'm not mistaken, in the month of May and in the year of 2025. We are moving forward. There's no going back. And this message here is a writer and analyst of USB Information Telecommunication and Postal Service at Mazi Victor Uzo Aganobi. In the world where truth often hides behind diplomatic smiles, Finland have taken a brazen bite of the Judas Iscariot apple, revealing a troubling shift in its moral compass. The news of President Alexander Stubb's historic visit to Kenya in May of 2025 sparks curiosity, but what followed was a revelation that shook the conscience of freedom-loving souls across the globe. Barely days after Stubb's return from Nairobi, Finland unleashed a stunning charge against Simon Ekpa, a Biafran leader advocating for self-determination, accusing him of terrorism offenses. This act, cloaked in legal jargon, reeks of a deeper, more sinister agenda, one that aligns Finland with the shadows of manipulation and betrayal. Yet, in this unfolding drama, there lies a clarion call for Africa to rise, to embrace self-sustenance, and to forge alliance with those who truly champion equality and self-determination. Let me pause it here and say what is in my mind. That after Finland president, Alex Stubb visited Kenya, then go back, then another one comes, the discharging of the 4 individuals that was arrested with Simon Ekpa, and then hammer Simon Ekpa with the charges of inciting terrorism. One may ask, why is it after he traveled to Kenya? My brother, if I can tell you, if you remember what happened to Muammar Gaddafi, black man brought him down. Why are they fighting Traore today again, using another black man to tie him down? So, Alex Toop going to Kenya, and after that, here comes the charges against our leader, Simon Ekpa. It speaks a lot of volume that when this guy traveled to that Africa, all the whole Africans, that this preaching, because the liberation of Biafra will be a liberation of the whole Africans, whether you are from the East Africa, West Africa, South Africa, or North Africa. Believe it or leave it. Our independence and our freedom from the zoo will be a starting point for all the whole African continents who have been so oppressed that they can't even breathe. In fact, they have been shouting, "Can I breathe?" They have been shouting, "You are pressing my neck. Allow me to breathe." But this man traveled there now. They gang up against Simon Ekpa in Kenya. African people who attended the meeting, including the Zojurians, that is where they make the meeting and devise the brain, because they have already found out that there's nothing, anything terrorism related to him. Now they said inciting terrorism, not literally supporting, sponsoring, or playing to the gallery, but inciting terrorism through online. Have you heard about that charge before? In all my life, even lawyers have asked one of my lawyer friend. He asked me, Mr. Dim, where do you get that? I said, that was why Finland is charging one of my
everything.
He said that is hogwash.
And everybody, everything new. The only thing we didn't buy new was a table. I know table because there was a table used by Dr. Mbadi, the governor before my predecessor. That was, I just saw it one corner of the place. And I said, listen, just bring it, clean it, it's table. Table is table. It doesn't make any difference. Table doesn't write or think for anybody. It's just a table to do something. Whether we buy new one or we use this one, table, to furnish the lodge, refurbish the lodge, do everything was 486 million. I did everything with 81 million.
Maybe they wanted to buy foreign.
Yeah, yes, exactly. They had all this foreign furniture, blah blah blah. This designer furniture. I said, listen, we're not someone who can do bed in Oka. They will do a good bed in Oka. Bed is bed. If you have a reason to sleep, you can sleep here. If you don't have,
all of them they wear skates because none of them can be able to stand. You can imagine what is happening in Uganda now. The president's son, who is a general in the army, has come out and said anybody who will vote against his father, Museveni, is going to be banished from their country. He is not even hiding it. The question there now is, where is the voice of African nation? Where are the ECOWAS? Tomorrow now, if there's anything like coup taken up in that place, now that's when all of them will come out now. Restore peace, restore this. Look at what a general is talking. They are going to banish their own citizens because you voted against the father. Maybe you try to vote Bobby Wine and they laugh over it. Nobody is doing anything. In fact, all the whole African continent, both west, east, north, and south, all of them now women full inside. All of them they wear skates, including me because I'm not exempted. Anyway, my people, let us continue from where we stopped. The timing of Finland's action raises eyebrows. President Stubb's visit to Kenya, marking 60 years of diplomatic ties, was framed as a celebration of shared values, democracy, and peace building. He spoke eloquently at the University of Nairobi, advocating for a reformed multilateral order where the global south holds sway, free from the dominance of east or west. His words painted Finland as a beacon of fairness, a nation eager to empower Africa's voice, but actions speak louder than speeches. And a swift move to charge Simon Ekpa with public incitement to commit a crime with terrorist intent and participation in a terrorist group betrays a duplicity that cannot be ignored. It is as if Finland, in the warm embrace of Kenya's hospitality, gleaned the lesson not in the partnership but in the art of suppressing the dissent voices. Simon Ekpa, a Finnish Biafran citizen, has been a vocal advocate for the self-determination of the old Eastern people in Nigeria's southeast. His calls for independence stem from a region scared by ethnic violence, military brutality, and what can be scrutinally described as state-sponsored genocide. The Igbo land has faced relentless attacks with Fulani militias, Nigeria police force, and headquarter Nigerian army accused of killing unarmed civilians and displacing communities. In this crucible of suffering, Simon Ekpa Njoku's resistance is not rebellion but survival. A principle stand rooted in the universal right to self-defense. Yet, Finland, a nation that presides itself on human rights, has chosen to brand this struggle as terrorism, raising a profound question: when did the pursuit of self-determination becomes a crime? International law is clear. Article 1 of both the International Convention on Civil and Political Rights, ICCPR, and the International Covenant on Economic, Social and Cultural Rights, ICESCR, of 1966 proclaims that all peoples have the right of self-determination, empowering them to freely determine their political status and pursue their economic, social, and cultural development. This is not a suggestion, but a cornerstone of global justice, enshrined to protect oppressed peoples from tyranny. Moreover, the United States Charter, Article 51, affirms the inherent right to self-defense against armed attacks, a principle that extends to individuals and communities facing existential threats. And that is what Simon Ekpa stands. Ekpa's actions, rallying his people to resist extermination, align with these sacred tenets. To label them as terrorism is to twist the very laws meant to uphold human dignity. One cannot help but wonder what Finland stands to gain from this betrayal. The answer lies in Nigeria, a nation rich in oil and strategic importance, where Western interests have long cast a covetous gaze. As African nations like Burkina Faso expel foreign powers and reclaim their sovereignty, Nigeria remains a linchpin for those seeking to maintain influence. Finland's move against Ekpa, suspiciously timed after stops Kenya sojourn, suggests a collusion with Nigeria's President Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu and other forces eager to suppress Biafran aspirations. Ensuring uninterrupted access to Nigeria's resources, the Deputy Prosecutor General's biased statement, devoid of evidence linking Ekpa to terrorism, exposes a troubling willingness to sacrifice principle for profit. This is no more legal mistake. It is a calculated bite of the Judas apple, a betrayal of trust for 30 pieces of silver. The echoes of Kenya's own action resonate here. The kidnapping and the extraordinary rendition of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, another Biafran leader, by Kenyan authorities in 2021, handed him to Nigeria under a cloud of international condemnation. Stops visit, which is memoranda of understanding on political consultations and peace mediation, may have served as a masterclass in such tactics. Kenya's ability to deflect scrutiny while silencing dissent appears to have inspired Finland, a nation once admired for its neutrality and fairness. This unholy alliance reveals a stark truth. The West, despite its lofty rhetoric, often acts as the puppet behind Africa's struggles, perpetuating a modern form of slavery through resource exploitation and political manipulations. Yet, this is not a tale of despair, but a rallying cry for awakening. Finland's despicable act is an eye-opener, a vivid reminder that no freedom fighter is safe in a world where self-interest trumps justice. The West, cloaked in a guise of democracy, remains the true architect of the chains Africa seeks to break. Even the pro-freedom posturing of some Western leaders, like the Donald J. Trump's administration's recent rhetoric, crumbles under scrutiny, revealing the same age, old desire to cling to Africa's wealth. The case of Burkina Faso and the commander of the United States of America, Commander General Michael Elliott Langley, where Western military presence was challenged, underscores the need for African leaders to prioritize self-sustenance over reliance on duplicitous allies. I wish to end this piece by making it clear that Africa must turn inward, nurturing its own strength and seeking partners who genuinely support equality and self-governance. Nations that revel in transnational dominance, manipulating weaker states for their gain, are not allies but leeches, draining the continent's lifeblood. The path forward lies in unity, in building economies that thrive on local innovation, and in forging alliances with those who respect Africa's sovereignty. Finland's betrayal, though bitter, is a catalyst for this transformation, urging African leaders to reject the Judas apple and embrace a future of true independence. So let us rise with unwavering spirit, inspired by the resilience of leaders like Captain Ibrahim Traore, Dr. Cho Ayaba, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, and Simon Ekpa Njoko, who dare to dream of freedom despite the weight of oppressions. Let us hold fast to the principles of justice, knowing that self-determination and self-defense are not crimes but birthrights. And let us march toward a horizon where Africa stands tall, unshackled from the shadows of its former masters. Radiant in its self-sustained glory, Finland may have tasted betrayal's fruit, but Africa's heart beats with the promise of a brighter dawn. Well, and I don't hear and finish. And we are going to dissect the comment section. Few comments, and then we round up the show. The Malaga said, I thought they would repatriate the government agent provocateur back to Nigeria. You fools never see anything. State of Hamadike media. Some of you brainwashed idiots still talking trash about our PM. I guess you haven't suffered enough in that your shithole country. I wish you could get a direct taste of the mess we have all been forced to endure. Beggars with pride. And Sevan will say, tell them the truth if they can hear you, sir. Only God Almighty will help Africans. Ochiaga and Salem, Biafra must come no matter what they do, and Finland will beg for food in the future. Mr. Big Chief says Uyibo is never to be trusted. They are not our friends. They are wolves in sheep clothing. Black Ambassador, they charge him for inciting terrorism when the trial of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is going, so that Nigeria will capitalize on that to jail him. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, maybe this is the truth. Emenike said Ugo 247 is lower than death. This Biafra will teach you a lesson in honesty. By the way, you have Biafran's blood on your hands. Run your mouth for now until your cup runneth over, according to this Momo man. Well, my wonderful people, the viewers and subscribers, I thank you all for listening. If you want this message down to this stage now, my brother, you love me, and I appreciate that. May good Lord continue to bless you, prosper you, and meet you at every point of your need. It shall be well with you and your entire household. Help me circulate this message so that it will go viral. People need to understand the game. Finland, Nigeria, and other African idiots, I mean African leaders of idiot descent are playing with the lives of their own people. Have a nice day. Kachineke mezi okwu. Ke emesianu.